Hello and welcome to the 2018 induction ceremony of the Order of the Engineer at the George Washington University. My name is Bogdan Baltanu, and I'm a graduate administrative assistant here at the School of Engineering and Applied Science. I'm currently seeking my master's in regulatory biomedical engineering after completing my bachelor's of science in biomedical engineering just last year. All of the speakers that you hear today, including myself, have been inducted into the Order of the Engineer, and most are alumni of GWCs. Before I introduce the next speaker, I'd like everyone to please silence their cell phones. Thank you. Now, I'd like to introduce Anthony Lyons, who received his Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering here in 2015. Since then, Tony helped with the construction of the new Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture and is currently working as an operations maintenance engineer at the Georgetown University. Tony?
Thank you, Bogdan. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome all the inductees and their guests to the ceremony today. In a short while, I'll tell you about the history of the Order of the Engineer, and after that, you'll learn about the history and significance of the ring from Shravi. Following that, you'll publicly declare the obligation of the engineer, receive your rings and certificates, and become official members of the Order of the Engineer. First, I'd like to tell you about the purpose of the Order. The purpose of the Order and its obligation is to stimulate formal public recognition by engineers in the United States of two basic principles. First, that the primary purpose of engineering is service to the public, and second, that all members of the engineering profession share a common bond. The obligation of the engineer that you will publicly declare later is the formal statement of an engineer's responsibilities to the public and to the profession. The obligation is publicly accepted by an engineer during induction at the ring ceremony. The ring ceremony is the public induction of candidates into the Order of the Engineer, during which the candidates form or accept the obligation and receive an engineer's ring to be worn as a symbol on the fifth finger of the working hand. In the United States, the engineer's ring is made of stainless steel. Any engineer is eligible for induction if he or she has graduated from an ABET-accredited engineering program or holds a license as a professional engineer. Now I will give you a brief history of the Order. The ritual of the calling of an engineer was begun in 1926 when our engineering counterparts in Canada recognized the special obligation of engineers to one another to the engineer's oath based on writings by Rudyard Kipling. Based on the model of the Canadian ritual of the calling, the Order of the Engineer was established in the United States in 1970. The first ring ceremony being conducted by students at Cleveland State University's Fenn College of Engineering. In 1972, the Order of the Engineer was incorporated in Ohio, and tacit approval was obtained from the Canadian wardens. The Order's national office remained in Ohio until 1987, when it was relocated to United Engineering Center in New York City. Currently, the Order maintains its offices in Scottsdale, Arizona. As stated earlier, the Order is governed at the national level by a National Board of Governors composed of as many as 21 engineers who serve 3-year terms. The National Board establishes policy, directs the national office, and charters local links governed by local boards of governors. Such links are granted the right to conduct ring ceremonies. There's no formal connection between the Order of the Engineer and other national engineering organizations. It is independent. However, the Order recognized ABET's accreditation of engineering programs as a primary measurement of educational credentials for engineers in the United States. In addition, links of the Order have been chartered to various local components of Tau Beta Pi, NSPE, ASCE, and many other engineering societies. And now, Shravi T. Valle, who is inducted here in 2012, will tell us what it means to belong to the Order of the Engineer. After that, she will explain the significance of the ring and then ask the inductees to stand for the acceptance. Shravi?
All right. Thank you, Tony. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Back in 2012, I was sitting exactly where you are today and wondering about the significance of this ceremony and how in the world a ring is supposed to tell me who I am as an engineer. Turns out it's not to change who you are as an engineer, but it completely changes how you behave as an engineer. Like Tony stated, there are two driving principles of the Order. The first one is to service the public, and the second one is to create bonds for all members of the engineering profession. The service to the public principle might seem pretty straightforward at first glance. As a member of the order, you have an obligation to serve the public in the interest of their safety and prosperity. Let that sink in. But you will find yourself having to make tough ethical decisions way early on in your professional career than you might have ever imagined. So I really hope that you take that Ethics for Engineers course really seriously. You might have been forced to take it, but it's important. Working in the defense biotech industry myself, my team and I designed systems every day that must adhere to a strict set of guidelines set forth by the Department of Defense before being deployed for use in the field. It's oftentimes painstaking to abide by all their rules, but it is absolutely necessary, as you never know when a minor oversight or an issue in the system could cost a young soldier his or her life in my profession. So remember this oath that you take here today when faced with a tough decision to cut corners for profit margins or to maybe save a little bit of time. Don't forget to ask yourself constantly, what are the implications of your actions today? The second principle is to forge a common bond between engineers. You're sitting here today among your friends, family, and friends who have become your family over the past 4 or so years. Stay honest with each other, stay true, and most important of all, stay in touch with each other, because it will be one of the most enriching bonds you will have made, not just for your professional networks, but also your personal lives. I can be really confident about this statement because not only have all the jobs since I graduated 6 years ago have been through recommendations by C's professors or referrals by my C's peers, but even my maid of honor for my wedding was a fellow C's classmate. Not only that, I had like a dozen C's students come to India for my wedding. So while you remember all these wonderful memories that you've created over the past 4 years, starting from whitewater rafting or shooting paintballs at Professor Ahmadi at the getaway, and to all the painstaking hours that you've put into your senior design projects that always seem to only work right up until it's time to present, at least that was the case with my circuits. While you remember all of that, more importantly, I hope you remember the sense of kinship and camaraderie that you've developed with your fellow engineers during your time here. To get here today, you've had to work hard together, depend on one another, complement each other's strengths and weaknesses, and pull enough all-nighters to last a lifetime. All of this was just to lay the foundation for the common bond that engineers share between each other. And after this incredibly arduous journey you've taken over the past 4 years to become honorary engineers, you're now sitting here today, soon to be the backbone of a professional and successful engineering team in the real world. As for the ring, as you know, the order's ring is worn on the pinky of your working hand, and you might be wondering as to why. Back in the medieval times, when people used to engineer things such as primitive tools as pencil and paper, the pinky of one's working hand would drag across the surface onto which the wearer was writing. Thus, wearing the order's ring on that finger serves as a constant reminder of the oath of the integrity you're about to take and bestows that upon all your future works. After accepting this obligation, you will be presented with a stainless steel engineer's ring and an obligation certificate. You are to wear the engineer's ring on the small finger of your working hand as a reminder of your obligation. The engineer's ring is a symbol of strength and continuity of your profession. The engineer's ring says to all who see it, here is an engineer, a person with special technical knowledge and with a publicly avowed dedication to the engineering profession and the public it serves. Every time you approve a set of plans, contract documents, or design specs, you are obligated to ensure your work is accurate. The success of the engineering project and the lives of people may depend on your engineering work. Now, I invite all the candidates to stand and to join in me reciting aloud the bold italics portion of the obligation from inside your program. Each of you who possesses an engineering education and are willing to subscribe to the Engineering Code of Ethics are now invited to join the Order of the Engineer and accept the engineer's ring. You must sincerely accept the obligation with pride in yourself and in your profession. Please consider the words carefully and always remember that your special knowledge carries with it the obligation to serve humanity with complete sincerity, honesty, and integrity. You can never anticipate all the challenges you shall face as you work as an engineer, but we are honor bound to foresee all that we can and keep public welfare uppermost in our minds. All right, please read the obligation along with me. Ready? I am an engineer. In my profession, I take deep pride to owe it. I owe solemn obligations. As an engineer, I pledge to practice integrity and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and the dignity of my profession. Conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making the best use of the earth's precious wealth. As an engineer, I shall participate in none but honest enterprises. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. In the performance of duty and in fidelity to my profession, I shall give my utmost. Please be seated. It is now my honor and season honor to welcome back Howard Davis, our former Director of Undergraduate Services, to read the names of our inductees. Howard?
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Oh, can't hear me? It's a pleasure to be back here. I may just take 1 second to say to Dean Dahlin, that's been a pleasure and a privilege to work under your leadership, albeit in the twilight years of my career, but it was a real honor to work under your leadership. Thank you. I will announce the names of each of our inductees. As your name is called, I invite you to come up to the right side of the table. You're right. First, take your ring box from Bogdan, and then place your writing hand through the large ceremonial ring, where the order's ring will be placed on your 5th finger by Dean Dahlin. Shravi will then present our initiates with obligation certificates for signing. After that, Tony will ask the inductees to sign their names in the George Washington University Order of the Annual Inductee Book. So let us begin. I know if I mispronounce your name, you can always blame it on my Caribbean accent, okay? First, we'd like to induct today's special guest, Stephen O'Leary. Please step forward, Stephen. Stephen received his bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from Catholic University in 2015. Congratulations, Stephen. And now for our graduating seniors. From biomedical engineering, Vanessa Baladares. Avia Bargave. Jack Buchan. Brenna Calhoun. Beatrice Colesi. Samantha Colucci. Victoria Doheny. Taryn Faherty. Catherine Ferguson. Sarah Foreman. Devon Gorelli. Millie Ho. Nada Kamona. Nikita Qatar. Alina Klein Shorter. Sangwon Lee. Zainab Mahmood. Konstantin Mitic. Aidan Murray. Sofian Obeid. Elena Pak. Tomas Prudencio. Michael Rana Singh. Michael. I think Michael did it. Rehan Rashid. Jennifer Riley. Priyadarshini Sitharaman. Kevin Smith. Trisha Talapatra. Shannon Toole. James Tronolone. Isabel Verghese. Talia Weinshell. Jin Zhu. Jinju. No? I don't think Jinju showed up. Jinju didn't show up. Christopher Zyloportas. And now from civil engineering, Edna Aguilar. Khalid Al Sadan. Eric Anders. Colby Butt. David Lechuga. Faith Lear. Jiangnang Lu. Emily Newell. Samantha Rollins. Claire Smith. Michael Tobin. And from computer engineering, Paul Aziz. William Horowitz. Rem Houghton. There you are. Zachary Liebold. Zachary McNulty. John Tomchak. Andrew Yoon. From electrical engineering, John Edelman. Graham Feldman. Christopher Long. Shea Metzgar.
They're not in order, so just hold off for a second.
Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody missed. Somebody missed. Okay. Yeah, Nicolene Arlett is not present. Is Nicolene Arlett here? No? Okay. Irene Marchio. Daniel Olaire. Natalie Rosman. I don't think Natalie's showing.
Okay.
Oh, here she is. Okay. Blake Smith. Sanjin Tershik. Eileen Newar. Thomas Adams. It's from mechanical engineering. Santiago Ardila Villarreal. Audrey Backsky. Jung Ming Bai. Jun Ming Bai. No?
Right after your name, wherever you want.
I don't think Jun Ming Bai.
Congratulations.
Scott Barnes. Chandler Bashka. Terrence Boo. Jason Bracco. Huh? Alexis Camero. Elise Damschroeder. Coleman Dianda. Abigail Dimasi. Jaime Deschenes. Jamie Deschenes. I was trying to be Spanish. Aiden George Warren. Jordan Giacoma. Ariel Harned. Zaid Hashem. Matthew Homa. Noah Hutz. Raymond Hummels. Connor Itani. Parker Johnson. Alexandra Jordan. Derek Kang. Courtney Crevis. Cesar Laurent. Chen Ji Liao. Christopher Mathis. Jakari Matthews. Tara Olson. Aaron Kevin Patron. Philip Paulson. Christopher Poole. Katie Rabaska. Michael Ree. Sanjana Reddy. Rudy Sabaga. Helena Salvi. Matthew Schaefer. Karandeep Singh. Andrew Smith. Sarah Sofer. Raymond Squirini. John Stryker. Zachary Schweitzer. Reina Tomura. Anna Rose Valeka. Martha Watson. Fen Zhang. Abigail Yonta. And for the first time, because of recent ABET accreditation dating back to 2015, systems engineering, give them a round of applause. First, from the class of 2016, Dor Hirschberger. and Melis Tezel.
Congratulations.
From the class of 2017, Yaya Alabas, Sophia Aschetino, I don't think Sophia is. Oh, yeah, she is. Okay. Abby Gillen, Kristen Harrington, Catherine Horvat, Caroline Capaccio, Michelle Lechuga, Kirsten Waschel, and Camelia Zafar. And now the systems engineering graduating seniors from the class of 2018. Miranda Bacchus, John Patrick Bowell, Anthony Kaliri, Sarah Costello, Fabiana Cufitelli Alamo, Jillian Darigio, Allison Fincy, Connor Forsythe, Kai Frisecki, Michael Garcia, Shelby Groomer, she not here? Shelby not here. Tell her Shelby not here. Elizabeth Harton, Elizabeth, Rachel Hendricks, Danielle Nees, Tyler Labov, Jillian Miles, Erin Oliver, Kojo Ochere, Angela Park, Roma Patel, Morgan Reinhardt, Christopher Schaffer, Stephen Siciliano. Andrew Swan. Maximilian Trainer. Patricia Wise. If your name was not called, please step forward at this time. If you didn't hear your name, step forward. Everybody heard their names. Okay. So, till they sit down. That's it. Okay, congratulations to everyone. And now Bogdan will give the concluding remarks. Bogdan?
Thank you all for participating today. I congratulate each of our candidates on becoming members of the Order of the Engineer and for publicly acknowledging our obligation as engineering professionals to protect the health, welfare, and safety of the public. You're welcome to stay and enjoy the refreshments and to have photos taken in front of the banner. But first, please step outside and take a glass, as Dean Dolling would like to offer a toast to the newest members of the Order of the Engineer.